Efecto Cascada.
Un podcast de Explore.
Dear Explorers, welcome to the 9th episode of Efecto Cascada, a podcast from Exploro where we explore the cutting edge of innovation, share insights from entrepreneurs, and reveal Cascade funding opportunities. Each episode dives into the latest trends in the digital sector, art, cultural sector as well, and groundbreaking technologies shaping today's world. From our headquarters in Pamplona, Spain, we aim to connect with a global audience, starting with key European Union projects. I'm Paula Smith, Communications Manager from Exploro, and it's a great pleasure to be today's host for today's episode. As you're seeing, we're continuing with remote episode podcast series. But anyways, if you want to switch the language into another one, you can just always go ahead to YouTube and click on the subtitles. Okay, so today we're honored to have with us Carmen Bruno, Assistant Professor at Politecnico di Milano and Design Researcher at the IDEActivity Center. Carmen has extensive experience in design research, creative thinking methods, and the development of human-centered technological innovations. In this episode, we'll be talking about the project MUSAE, a visionary initiative aiming for a planet-centered and ethical development of digital and industrial technologies. MUSAE seeks to support companies in guiding strategic digital innovation, but particularly in the food domain, enhancing people's and the planet's well-being. Also, MUSAE is closely connected to S+T+ARTS ecosystem, bringing together experts in design, arts, in this case nutrition, and human-machine interaction. So stay tuned to discover all the details in today's discussion. Let's get started, shall we? Hello, Carmen, how are you?
Hello, Paula. Thank you. Thank you very much for having me here, for the invitation, and hello, everyone.
Thank you as well. It's a great pleasure to have you. All right, so would you mind introducing yourself to the audience? Would like to know who is Carmen?
Yeah, sure. You already said something. So I'm Carmen. I'm an assistant professor at the design department of Politecnico di Milano. I have a background in industrial design, so I graduated in the very far away 2012 in industrial design in Politecnico, and I practice after my graduation. I practice as a freelance designer, mainly designing product and graphics and visual. And then in 2006, I did a PhD to explore actually the impact of digital technologies on creativity, experimenting with AI and other technologies to understand how digital technologies can actually empower and lower creativity. So now I'm part of the IDEActivity Center. So we work on many projects on digital creativity, design futures, and mainly dedicating to people upskilling for digital and sustainable transition.
What motivated you, because you've already told us your creative sector, but what got you into European Union projects, and especially what went through this connection? What drew you to connecting both worlds?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a designer, so creativity is part of my DNA. And then, as I said, also creativity is the core research of IDEActivity Center. So indeed, in the activity, we develop methodologies to empower people creative thinking, to actually enable them to face current and future challenges, adopting a design way of doing and thinking. So actually, in university in general, but also in our center, European projects are our lifeblood, let's say, because they allow us to access funds, to activate new research contracts, to advance also our research on design, creativity, and to develop new methodologies. So as also happening in MUSAE. So we dedicated many time in our research time to write project proposal. In the last 3 years, actually, we have coordinated 2 main European projects. So this is something that we work on a lot. Yeah.
What is MUSAE itself overall? What are the goals that MUSAE wants to achieve? And what is this support art-driven digital innovations that's in the food sector? Could you tell us about a bit?
MUSAE is actually a project that started in 2022, has been funded by the Horizon Europe program, and it has a consortium of 9 organizations across Europe, and IDEActivity is the coordinating partner. The first main goal of MUSAE is to set up a factory model based on a design future art-driven method, and I will tell you a bit more about it. A factory model based on this method that want to enhance and facilitate collaboration between tech companies and artists in order to enable them to create together, collaborating, to create a new future-oriented vision, new future-oriented products and services to address the social and sustainable challenges in the food domain. Okay, the design, the method that we are developing in this factory model is called Design Future Art-Driven Method, that basically merge design futures with art thinking approach. And the goal of this method is to create actually a common language between artists and companies, make them collaborating to explore and anticipate the needs and challenges of the future, to understand also what are the future implications of digital technologies, and create future-oriented solutions that have, in 10 years from now, let's say. So this is the first main goal. And then the second goal, which is still relevant as the first one, is to embed this factory model in the European Digital Innovation Hubs. So this is because, of course, European DIH are the hubs that actually connect and provide services to companies. And so our ideas within MUSAE is to create this factory embedded in the Digital Innovation Hub, so they can provide these services, the methodology, services and training to companies to help them envision the futures in the food domain. Yeah.
I wanted to really know what inspired you onto creating this project, because was there a specific event or idea or just a matter? You were just saying, right?
Yeah, actually, when we wrote and built this project, we answered to a specific Horizon Europe call, and the call was named a human-centered and ethical development of digital and industrial technologies. And then we were reflecting, okay, what we can build within this frame, no? And we were thinking that. Of course, one of the main probably challenge when you work with the technologies now is that the technology evolution is going very, very fast. And so probably what you have to learn is to understand the potentialities of these technologies and adopt a strategic approach to design and apply them. So this is something that inspires us when we were thinking about this project. So we wanted actually to support company in facing the complexity and the uncertainties of the future and the future evolution of technologies by adopting this strategic approach that can actually make innovation in itself very future-driven and future-oriented. So it's not we don't want to respond actually to current needs of society, or actually companies don't have to respond just to current needs of society, but also they should anticipate or be able to anticipate the needs of the future, to critically reflect on the present and the impact that the decision of today can have actually in the future, on the future of the humanity. in the project, in MUSAE project, we called our domain Food as Medicine, because actually food, we have to rethink the food chain in order to make it more healthier for people and for the planet. So these were the main, fact that inspired the creation of this project.
All right, Carmen, and what specific challenges are you aiming to address through this initiative, even though you covered some on the previous question?
Yeah, one of probably the main challenge is to demonstrate the role of design future and our thinking to strategically apply digital technologies and also drive future innovation. Because in the project we will actually applied design future art-driven methods to develop some future scenarios in the area of food as medicine. And also we will explore the potential of three emerging technologies, so artificial intelligence, wearable, and robotics, to create new future prototype in the area of food as medicine. So our challenge, there are also some practical challenges to demonstrate actually that the method that we are developing in this project, it's actually bringing innovation and future-oriented innovation in the specific field of food as medicine.
All right, so talking, let's say, Cascade funding, what are the main benefits offered by MUSAE? Like what kind of financial support in this case was given or provided for beneficiaries in the first call?
I will make an overview of the project because MUSAE received funding for 2.8 million euro in total.
Oh, wow, that's good.
And 1.2 million are dedicated to Cascade fundings. So it's almost 50% of the budget that has been dedicated to artists and SMEs in the open calls. So this makes you probably understand how much this project really care and also care about artists and contribution and collaboration between artists and tech providers and companies. So actually in the MUSAE project we run two open calls. The first one was dedicated entirely to artists. So we selected 12 artists and each one was funded with 40,000 euro. So they were selected and they were part of the first art tech experiment, the first residencies, to develop future scenarios on the topic of food as medicine. And now we are running the second actually residence. So we had a second open call that actually was dedicated to a team composed by artists and SME. So we selected 11 teams and each one was funded with 80,000 euro. And they are now have just started actually in September. We had the kickoff of the second residencies where they have to develop a prototype from TRL 3 to TRL 5. Through these residencies, artists and SMEs can actually acquire this method for collaborating, for creating future-oriented innovation. So experiment the design future art-driven method and also interact with all the network of experts that we have in our consortium, because we have partners expert in artificial intelligence, in robotics, in wearable. We have a partner expert in nutrition, in design and art collaboration, so art tech collaboration. So yeah, this is something that also it's part of the benefit that the MUSAE provide to the selected participants.
Yeah, so there's not just the financial or the economical part, but there's also this pool of experts that can support their ideas, right? The development of the of the project and so on. But I'm curious because you said that the first call was strictly dedicated for artists, but then the second one it was, let's say, the matchmaking between the SMEs and the artists. So how did this process go? Did the SMEs have to reach out to the selected artist, or did they have to apply by themselves? If you could tell us.
So in the first open call, of course, just artists. So they we launch our the call on the MUSAE website, and then of course we promote it a bit with webinars, and we provide all the information through also the S+T+ARTS ecosystem and social channels. And so the artists, of course, they apply with their idea. For the second open call, actually. There is a team to be created, no? So we provide a platform for matchmaking the different type of actors, and yes, so they used a platform that we provided to meet and create a team, and also for the second open call we provide all the information about the call and the guide of applicant on the website, and we went through a two-step of selection process. So there was a first round where we created a committee of internal and external experts. When I say internal and external, I mean related to the consortium. And then we selected 25 proposals. And then this 25, we had a jury day where they have few minutes to pitch their project, their ideas. And then, at the end, we selected 11 teams.
All right, so you've already selected the projects and the teams. So they are... Okay, so now it's time for the residency to happen, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So also the difficult but also challenging part is that most of the team probably they met on the platform that we provided, but they didn't know each other. So that was also an initial challenge because, of course, we are talking about collaboration and co-creation. So this is something that also we are trying to push a lot with our design future art driven method, to actually creating also the condition for them to better collaborate, even if they don't know each other from before.
Do you have any experiences between this with this connection between technology and arts, or do you have like a funny story to tell us? Maybe you're not allowed to tell us.
But when you say experiences, you mean real facts? What do you mean?
I mean, regarding the projects, have these artists and technology providers or SMEs begun to work already, or is it too soon?
This is quite soon because they have just started. So now actually they are in the process of brainstorming ideas together. So actually now they have they are in the phase in which they have to meet, organize a brainstorming, inviting also other people, other expertise, and generating as many ideas as possible related to their brief that they apply with. So actually it's quite soon to share experiences or unfortunately, maybe because the residency has just started and will end at the end of the 30th of June. So
Okay.
yeah,
Very long. I imagine, but maybe for the future we could make a part 2, and you could share maybe some success stories, or even we could
exactly.
invite some artists and some teams to share their experiences together. Okay,
Exactly.
Carmen,
Yeah.
what results are you hoping to achieve through this initiative? Is there a way that you're gonna measure this impact? You have some mechanism or something planned?
I mean, yeah, the main result that we want to achieve is to create this factory model package. So actually, we want to deliver a full package where you can find the description and the guidelines for the design future of driven method, all the mentoring and training guidelines for running residency, use cases of the project, database of the stakeholder and expert in the food domain and the technology integrated in the project, and also a complete package that we can integrate in the Digital Innovation Hub.
Carmen, what advice would you give to artists or entrepreneurs looking to get involved in a Cascade funding opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, the first advice is actually to stay informed because actually, for me, this was the first project with Cascade fundings, and I found out that there's a lot of opportunities, especially in the starts ecosystem. There's a lot of Cascade fundings and open calls that open every month, actually, or maybe. Yeah, so yeah, stay informed because there are a lot of opportunities out there, and also to actively networking with other people, with I mean other companies, with different type of stakeholders, because you never know.
Yeah,
Maybe
you never know.
yeah, you can create team, you can partner, you can discover more things, and actually, yeah, building relationship, it's a lot more important actually, because it opens up many opportunities. So this is this seem very easy, but actually it's not so easy to build relationships. You have to dedicate a lot. But it's something that's worth doing.
All right, so we are going to close this episode, but before we do so, let's move on to the final section. So where the guests must first answer the question raised by the previous guests. And then you'll have to give us a fun fact, a piece of advice, and then raise a question for the next guest. So that means, yeah, passing the ball on to the next one. And actually, you were kind of answering it, but let me just rephrase the question again, so that you're aware of it. So Alberto Sierra, COO from Sploro, actually, says, where can you find all the Cascade funding opportunities that exist?
Oh, wow. Actually, this is, I mean, yeah, I said that on START's website, you can find many opportunities. Yeah. And also the START's ecosystem is composed, part of this ecosystem are also some START's regional centers that are dislocated around Europe, and they have also their own open calls. They are all related, I mean, to artistic contribution, to innovation and technology and artistic collaboration. I think that some maybe European project or European Commission hub can also launch some Cascade fundings, but yeah, this is what I know actually.
Yeah. So I'm gonna teach you something right now because
Yeah.
it's the perfect space to do so. Actually, us in Sploro, we just launched a hub, which is a platform where we publish daily Cascade funding opportunities. And it doesn't matter the domain, the technology, we publish them daily. So it's called cascadefunding.eu. So you can check that up or subscribe to the newsletter because we are sending daily Cascade funding opportunities. So if you ever want to check them and find completely different Cascade funding opportunities than the ones you are aware of, you can check that out.
Yeah,
Okay.
nice to know. Thank you.
Yeah. Because, especially with this podcast, we want to spread the word to different actors on the innovation ecosystem so that they are able to develop their projects. Because luckily, this is an unknown mechanism. So let's hope that in the near future, everyone can succeed. Okay, Carmen, so now it's your turn to give us a fun fact, a piece of advice, and raise a question if you want.
Okay, these are not, related with MUSAE project. It's just like to
anything
having some
really
fun. Okay.
Yeah, anything you want.
Yeah, my advice is, of course, I'm working on creativity. So my advice is to be curious and do what lucky people usually do. Because if you have a friend that you think, oh, he's so lucky, then he's doing something that will make him being lucky. So also if you want to improve a little bit your creativity, do what people lucky do. Yeah, because luck is not something that falls from the sky, but actually you can control it a bit. So this is my advice. Then a fun fact, this is very nice, because I have a daughter. It's 1 year and a half, and
cute.
and she only eats banana. Like as a
really?
fruit, yeah, as a fruit. She doesn't eat any fruit.
Wow.
She likes banana so much. So speaking of bananas, I found out some fun facts about it, which because there's a nice website. It's called australianbananas.com.au. Which, if you have a very like sad moments in your day, you can have a look at this website and you will make it, become happy again. And I found out that bananas float in water. This is not useful, but maybe, I don't know, might be some
Wow.
fun. Yeah, and also that they have this curve shaped. This is actually a phenomenon. It's called a negative geotropism, and they instead of growing towards the ground, the bananas grow towards the sun.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, and
wow.
that's why they are curved. So this is my fun fact about bananas.
Thank you very much for your fun fact. It's almost like ground sunflowers because they are like growing. Oh, that's really crazy, really. And honestly, I wouldn't like ever imagine that they could float because they are heavy bodies. So it's kind of weird, but okay.
Exactly. And then the question for the next quest, I hope that is not so difficult to answer. But since we are speaking about collaboration here, my question is, if you could collaborate with any historical person on a project, who would it be?
Love it. honestly. All right, so we'll pick that one for the next guest. That's pretty funny, actually. Can it be throughout all history or just the actual anything that
through
he or she wants?
yeah, all history.
Okay, perfect, Carmen. So thank you very much. So
Thank
this
you,
brings us
Paula.
to the end of the episode of Efecto Cascada, and it's been a real pleasure to have you, Carmen, here with us, and also talk about such a great initiative as MUSAE on our podcast. So thank you very much for joining us, as well for the audience. Thank you for staying until the very end. So remember that this podcast will be available in all streaming platforms as well as YouTube, because this is a video podcast. So don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any Cascade funding opportunities, initiatives, entrepreneurs, and many more interesting things. So until next time, explorers, let's keep exploring the fascinating world of innovation together. See you.
Bye.